Hi guys, this is Cobra Tom,
And Venom Lily.
and we are here to do the Sub Viper and Cobra Wave Crusher. This is a reissued toy. This has been reissued several times, and I will show you pictures of that. But this is the 2015 Club exclusive figure and vehicle. This is the Sub Viper, and he came with several accessories, two of which we kind of lost. He came with a sword knife thing, but I think giving him this from an Undertow
Would look way cooler.
Yeah. A figure stand, which is, this one's like, oh yeah, Storm Shadows. We couldn't find the Sub Viper's
I can't believe his helmet is staying in his hands.
figure stand. He comes with this awesome helmet, which, yes, we are actually very surprised, because we had a dickens of a time putting him on there. And then she's going to open up the box. Oh yeah, how about that? Oh, that looks like quite the pose. He came with a rifle.
How would that work underwater? I mean, if the person attacked the ship.
Well, it would be for when he gets out of it.
Okay. But if you went outside, the water would slide on the bullet.
Flippers? Yes, it would.
So you had to be really close to his target.
Two of them.
Why does that one look so weird? Oh, there's just a random hole in it.
And the vehicle, the Wave Crusher, came with missiles that plug into.
Those spots.
Oh, want to open that up there again, or not open it, tip it upside down. And the missiles. Put the peg, or put the missile on the peg there, if you can, without breaking it. So.
Weren't we playing with this out in the snow one day?
Yes, we were. So the missiles peg in nicely. They hold real solidly. The one thing that I can't figure out, and we've had this since JoeCon, we don't know where these mines go. We can't, because they don't fit where you'd think they'd fit. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it.
Yeah, see, they're so loose.
They're really loose, but they're cool. It's a cool accessory nonetheless. And this has two surprise features. If you don't know about the shark, this has two surprise features. Press the button on the bottom, and guns pop up. That is a really cool thing. I really like that. On the back, it's got rotating fins here that you can pretend simulate direction. And you can put those back down by just sliding them back. See, there's little pegs. Here's the other one. You slide them down, and the guns go back down. And here's the extra little bit to this going style opening. Well, what I would have to say about this that I don't like is the canopy. Everything else I really like about this thing. The canopy. Now I'm going to move in. I'm going to move the camera and try to give you a good view of that. I hope you can see that. I will maybe turn the light on. Is a tiny, tiny little peg on both ends. And that's all that holds when you're opening it up from breaking. And that isn't much, and I don't like that. I wish it was built on something else, but it's the exact mold as a shark. So once I shut it, I pretty much shut it and kind of let it like that, because I don't want to open it too much and possibly break the two very small pegs. This is the original box for the G.I. Joe Flying Submarine Shark. And as you can see, this is what the original box looked like. Ours, however, did not come in a box. It was a figure in a bag. So, or a figure and sub in a bag. We didn't even get a box. And we got that at the club store at JoeCon. This is what the shark looks like outside of the package. It's an all white with black bombs and it's not exactly clear. It's more of a grayish canopy, and the hinges on both of them are exactly the same. So they're just as easy to break as a Sub Viper canopy is, but we haven't broken ours yet. I don't open it much or play with it much. This one is Deep 6. I'm showing you the difference between the two because here is the original Sub-Pilot, and he was the least articulated figure in the original G.I. Joe line. Now I know since then there's McDonald's toys, minifigures, and other G.I. Joe figures that have no articulation or very little. But at the time, this one you stuck a tube and you could pump it and he'd dive under the water and raise up and stuff. But you got that gimmick at the expense of much articulation. Only his arms moved. In 1990, they re-released it as the Sky Shark. Sky Patrol Sky Shark. And it had all the same stuff, but it was chromed. So it made it more of an airplane look than an actual submarine. You probably could put it in the water, but I don't think it had the same inside. I think in the inside on the original Shark, it had foam to make it float and stuff. I think this was just all plastic with chrome on top. And I don't think you'd want to put the chrome. I could be wrong. I don't have one, but I would not probably think that you'd want to put that in the water. That's probably kind of bad for the chrome. This is the file card for the Sub Viper Cobra Wave Crusher Pilot. Code name Cobra Sub Viper. File name Various. This is supposed to be an army builder. This isn't supposed to have one specific person like Cobra Commander, Destro, Baroness, stuff like that. This is supposed to just be one or a multiple of many different people. Primary military specialty, submarine pilot. Secondary military specialty, underwater demolitions. Birthplace, of course, is Various. This is another one that has, much like the Lamprey, it's an officer, an 03 grade officer. Cobra Vipers, Sub Vipers, are the most tightly knit antisocial groups in the Cobra Navy. Their members have advanced training in undersea warfare and are highly skilled in operating the Cobra Wave Crusher. They pilot these one-man attack submarines to sue the assault enemy surface ships, or disperse minefields to deny ocean areas of operation. These stealthy vessels can stay submerged for long periods of time waiting for their target, then unleash a ferocious barrage of torpedoes to destroy them. Some Vipers would rather spend their time in the dark, muddy, frigid temperatures of the ocean depths than on dry land, and the only motivation they have to leave their fast attack crafts is the bonus pay they receive for planting mines around G.I. Joe shipyards. It's either that or twisted enjoyment of watching things get blown up out of the water. Stay unseen and unheard until it's too late, is the quote. On this shark, you can see that they actually have the pegs for the back to hold original figures. And the original shark had that too. It's got two little pegs that you can see here and here that hold the figures so that you can make it look like they're hanging on, and when it's time to dive, if you've got water, the divers go into the water. But they also have, what I think is really neat, is a peg for a modern figure. The modern figures and the vintage figures have different back pegs. I'll give you an example. Here is a vintage. Maybe I should find one that's a little bit later. Okay, here we go. As you can see, it's got a bigger hole. And if you didn't know, in the modern style, here's the hole, and it's very small. So you can still have a modern figure be the diver. And I think that that's really cool. Even though I know that this is a club exclusive and it's from 2015, it still is pretty neat that you can put modern figures and vintage figures together. Now, I don't think he's going to actually fit there, but, you know, it gives you at least options so that you can play with both sets of figures. Now, well, anyway, I don't think that that is a peg for that. It might actually, well, it doesn't really fit for this guy, but maybe one with a different peg, maybe. I'm thinking that that's just for missiles. Here is the Sub Viper.
We got the Sub Viper at JoeCon, and why I wanted it is because I saw the box and it looked really cool because on, I'll take away the character, the side, it has a viper, I think. Yeah.
A snake of some sort, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a viper, it might be, I have no idea. And then it also had all the stickers on it already, so we didn't have to place it and mess up.
And mess up, yep. And we were in line, and she paid with her own money, but she got this. I wanted something else, but that's okay. We got this instead.
No, I didn't.
What?
I paid my money on paintings.
Oh, that's right. You paid the tax, though, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah, she
Because
paid
I had like a giant purse full of change.
Yeah. But you can talk about it.
Okay, so here is the articulation of the...
And accessories. Sub Viper.
I was thinking of that, but I didn't really.
And I like how he holds the trident. That's pretty cool.
So
Like that-
he has an elbow bend on both of his hands, and then it's kind of hard to get it all the way around, but it does go all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Same with this arm. He has the weird.
Ab crunch or whatever.
Here, if I hold the.
Yeah, there you go. Ab crunch.
His head.
His head's on a ball joint, so it does swivel around. And you can turn it all the way around, which does look slightly creepy.
Hello, how's your day?
How was your day? That's scary.
Okay. Go on to his feet.
Yep, go on to the feet.
So, at the feet, there's, you can do that.
Yeah.
And it can not turn. I'm going to take this off so that I can work around it. And then it can bend at the knee.
Yep.
And it can kind of go back.
Yeah, it's got good range of motion. It does have a double knee joint.
Yep. So when you bend it, you can kind of feel 2 clicks.
Yeah. See, and it opens up. So that's really nice.
It looks kind of creepy.
Yeah, looks like he almost like breaks his leg. But this accessory is really neat. Do you want to get the other one? Here, hold this one, or talk about the accessories. I'll go get the other one real quick.
So we have his flippers. They have little tiny holes for some reason.
Yeah.
Now that looks weird.
And this is one. Yeah, that is cool. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's pretty neat.
Well,
So that's the flipper for the newer version. But for the vintage style, we have one here.
now when I do that same thing, this is what happens.
Yeah, it's not going to work. But as you can see, the peg is in the same spot as the new version, but it's much bigger to fit the bigger peg on the vintage figures. So here's what one looks like on the vintage figure. So they did a good job of that. And I like this Sub Viper because it's not the same, but it's almost directly opposite, if you understand what I mean. This is the Lamprey, and this is the Sub Viper. And where there's blue on the Lamprey, oh, can you hold that up for me for a second? Where there is blue on the Lamprey, probably would have been better off if I'd have just, there is silver on the Sub Viper. And where the silver is on the Lamprey, this has blue where the silver is, and the silver where their blue is. So I think it's a really cool compare and contrast. And even, see, like this helmet is totally different, but it even has a cool cobra symbol on it.
Here, you put the thing in. Oh, there, we don't have a zoom. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to fiddle with it till you can see it. There we go. There we go. Better, better, better. So that's really cool. Before we go, I did want to tell you the one problem, and I'll show you that in a minute, of the Wave Crusher. Good. Well, this was our review of Sub Viper and the Wave Crusher. We thank you for watching, and we will see you
next time.
Bye.
Wait, I can't zoom in, so.
Bye.